He wrote up an executive order a couple months ago to deal with the voting, and he got shot down by 2 different federal judges. I don't understand. If it's not secure for citizens, why isn't it not secure for the military? And it's sort of fascinating that all it takes is one suggestion from Putin. I mean, what were they doing talking about 2020?
Okay guys, we have another huge treat from the content gods as Sam Seder recently went on CNN Newsnight to discuss Trump's attacks on our democracy, and the Majority Report being a huge influence for my channel, I thought why not cover it. So leave us a like on the video if you can, it helps us out a ton, it gives us a boost in the algorithm, and let's get right to the panel.
This time around, those same Republican strategists are also panicking, because if he goes out there and starts to spread the word that mail-in ballots aren't going to work, this is going to be a real problem in the midterms for those Republicans, plus the fact that he has no authority to do this. I mean, he tried to pass he wrote up an executive order a couple months ago to deal with the voting, and he got shot down by 2 different federal judges. So there's really there's no path for him here, and it's sort of fascinating that all it takes is one suggestion from Putin. I mean, what were they doing talking about 2020 during these meetings? Like, he's like a cat. It's like no object permanence here.
Right, and to me it's crazy that Trump will threaten our allies in trade negotiations. He'll bully our allies in Zelensky, he'll blame them, he'll try to strong arm them when they're at the White House, and Zelensky, the South African president. Then he meets with Putin and he plays footsie with them. He's talking about the 2020 election. Like, what are we doing? And he's too scared to do any of the things that he said he would. As for mail-in ballots, it's simple. They don't favor conservatives, so conservatives don't like them. The military has long used mail-in ballots, but it wasn't a problem for conservatives. They literally never brought this up because the military predominantly votes for conservatives. That alone gives the game away. Like, I'm so serious. There's no more need for discussion. The intentions of Republicans are clear with that alone. As for COVID, it made mail-in voting more popular, a more popular choice among demographics who might have otherwise not voted, but also that typically lean left when they do. So now Republicans have a problem with it. It's so clear, so obvious, and it's why we shouldn't go along with anything they say. It's the same with their voter ID nonsense, which is why they always just whine. Like, that's what you'll see. They'll whine or they'll ask questions like, oh, I'm just wondering, like, why wouldn't we want this? But they can never show any actual evidence to support why these are necessary.
We also know that in 2020, as a result of the COVID pandemic, a lot of states went very aggressively in the direction of mail-in ballots.
Which they are entitled to do, because they are in charge of the time, manner of the elections. They are in charge of that.
Even the U.S. Election Assistance Commission has studied mail-in ballots and said that there are a certain percentage, I believe like 500,000, that probably aren't ultimately delivered to their final destination. So I'd put this question to all of you. If you won the New York lottery, would you mail in your $1 million winning lotto ticket, or would you want to take it physically to the office to cash it in? I think if anybody wants to ensure that their vote is counted, the best way to do it.
Okay, first off, he's entirely misrepresenting the report, which is about rejected ballots, not ballots that magically disappeared and didn't make it to their destination. And rejected ballots are an effort largely from Republicans to further suppress this voting method that they don't like. They'll be like, oh, the date's off, or the line is here and they signed right above it, so rejected. They did this majorly in the 2024 election. Greg Palast reported on this. It has a lot to do with why Trump won. Again, 34 countries do mail-in ballot voting. We have long done it for troops. There's absolutely zero, zilch, nada, not a drop of evidence of widespread fraud in mail-in ballot voting, or just voting fraud in and of itself. It's less likely to happen than you are to be struck by lightning. And the effort, the effect of these laws to far outweigh any benefits because of exactly that, right? There is no benefit because there's no issue, but we know is that when this has happened on state levels, that millions get disenfranchised, or I should say hundreds of thousands, large percents of the electorate, where it would be larger on a national level. We could see in Texas, 5% of the voters were disenfranchised overnight when they tried this in 2013. Nationally, that would be 8 million votes. So why would we pay that cost without proof of need? Trump won by only 2 million votes in 2024, or really a few tens of thousands in a couple swing states. Like, you do the math as to why they really want these laws.
Putin said it was a good idea. Like, also, if you're going to get away with eliminate all mail-in voting, then what happens to the individuals who in New York State are on the permanent absentee list? Those who are disabled, those who are senior citizens who can't get to the poll. So are disabled people then totally disenfranchised if they're unable to get to the polls? Is that what the president really wants to do? I mean, this is bad for him politically, but it is bad for democracy, and the just absurdity that it came from a meeting with Putin just adds insult to injury.
Conservatives have been talking
Right.
about the problems of mail-in voting.
We can do this for the military as well.
But he said
Because the
it.
military
It's
votes
his-
mail-in ballots.
Yes, that's right.
The military votes.
In the last iteration of this, it wasn't.
Well, I don't understand. If it's not
was
secure
absentee-
for citizens, why isn't it not secure for the military?
It's because, again, the military predominantly votes Republican, so they don't care. But I love that Sam Seder brought up my point. We're in sync. He should have me on the show. I'm just saying. It's simple, though. In a democracy, voting is a right. Thus, we should make that right as easily accessible to everyone. If there are methods that are proven safe and effective and are more accessible, we clearly should use those. That is exactly what no voter ID and mail-in ballots are. If MAGA has evidence otherwise, then put it forward. But questions from incredulity are not evidence. They're definitely not an argument. If we have methods that are proven restrictive and suppressive without clear justification for them, then we're not going to use those. And that's what requiring voter ID and banning mail-in ballot voting is. And she gets to exactly why. Again, the permanent absentees in New York who help the state stay blue, they just want them to be unable to vote anymore. It's that simple. They need smaller turnouts because that's the only way they win elections.